I've become more persuaded that philosophy and religion are not only conjoined twins, but that dialectics is mixed up in that these are essential to our well-being. So I've been thinking lately about how you even said yourself in Sweden, there's this rash of young people who are going to therapy all the time. I was talking with my wife the other day, and I said something to the effect, I'm becoming more persuaded that philosophy and religion are much better for our well-being than therapy and politics. And she certainly thought that politics resonated for her, that was unhealthy, basically, that the more you engage in that, the more you think about it, the less fulfilling it is, and the less spiritually nourishing it is. But she didn't quite get the therapy thing. We could talk about that another time. But I think you agree that religion and philosophy are not only conjoined twins, but important to well-being. But it seems like, especially in the United States, I think you would agree, that what we get, if we get it at all, are like pablum versions of it, sort of really attenuated versions of philosophy and religion, that they don't just fail to be spiritually nourishing, they're almost like a commodity, or they're almost sold in a bottle as a tonic. What do we do about that?
I think that will fail. And the three reasons I'm talking about the return of religion and spirituality. The first thing is that now with AI taking over, for example, the therapy industry, and for standard therapy, AI is better than humans. It's also very tolerant of you. You can talk to it for hours and it doesn't get tired of you. Just give it electricity and it goes on. And if you want endless therapy sessions, AI will do it better than humans will. It will. It does already for most people. So that's one reason that with AI coming, which is basically the internet with a layer of intelligence added to it, no consciousness, just intelligence, and that's all we need. With that much intelligence being thrown at us in a way we never used to before, and with imitating humans in so many ways and looking so human-like to most people, there's only theology. It's the only place we have to go to try to understand it. We call it sin theology because it's a theology about machines. And so God is a word we put in the future rather than the past. We don't need God in the past any longer. We could put God in the future. But the idea that technology is developing in a way where it becomes incomprehensible to us, but it works, is the way we always dealt with theology. We always describe things as theological when they work for us, but we don't understand why. Mysteries and shit like that were theological. So there's a reason for it returning. The other reason is simple community. We experimented with secular, especially in Europe during the bubblegum age after 1945, experimented with secularity, even Poland. Poland used to be the most Catholic country in the world. 90% of Poles went to church 30 years ago. These days, only 40% of Poles go to church on a regular basis. Among people under 25, it's 2% who go to church. Catholicism is dying in Poland rapidly. It's dying in Ireland rapidly. So Europe is now moving into secular mode. I hope the Middle East does the same thing with Islam and goes secular. But after the secular mode, which is dialectical, there comes a return to religion because we lost the most important thing the religion provided, which was community. I love churches. I love mosques. I love synagogues. And not having them, like in Sweden right now, where only Muslims have the mosques left, is terrible for people. So you got to go back to community and you have to return to religion. And my advice is then don't go back to religion you lost because it probably was incredible. I don't believe noble lies work any longer. I think you have, myself, I'm a Zoroastrian of all religions because I can believe in it. So pick one you can believe in, attach yourself to tradition, and you get a community. So that's the second reason. So we have those two reasons. The third reason is what comes after capitalism due to digital. Is at least for the people who can afford to say so, the people who live smart lives or make tons of money so they have fuck off money in their bank account. Fuck off money means that I have enough money in my bank account so I can no to things that I want to do. I don't want to do. I will only say yes to things I want to do. I don't want to say yes to things I don't want to do. Okay? If that is the case, that means capitalism is complete. What I love about Bitcoin is not that it's new. It's the completion of capitalism. It's the completion of currency. It's the perfect currency. Capitalism it's done. And capitalism grabs you and me by the collar and asks us, is there anything in your life which is not for sale? And if you can't answer that question, say, no, everything in my life is for sale, you're a whore. That's what capitalism does. Capitalism asks you, are you a whore or not? Or is there anything that you're not a whore about? Because I can whore. I don't mind whoring. It's called paid work. And I get paid to do things that I don't want to do. But I get paid to do them. I get money. And I can use the rest of my time to do what I want to do and spend that money because I have enough money to say no. In this sense, money is nothing but a resource to be able to say no and keep your liberty and keep your freedom. That's a great thing with money. Now, that means for most people today, the most important question is no longer economical. We have a new term for this that we're working with at the moment in my team. We call it chronomical. Chronomic. That means the chronomical question is, what am I going to do in my life until the day I die? What does my life calendar look like? What are my priorities? What do I want to do with my life? Who do I want to hang out with? Where do I want to travel? What do I want to do? Can I get the means, work, so I can do what I want to do the rest of my life? Now, most people reason like this already, and I find it incredibly healthy and incredibly wonderful. It's kind of a communist utopia if you think about it. People actually are saying, no, I will not compromise with my time. I will only do the things that I love to do. Max and Alexander will only talk to each other and record a podcast if they're interested in having a conversation, and then having further conversations with third and fourth people listening to this podcast. That's how we do it. So I live a chronomical life, and I advise people to live a chronomical life if they can. And I said the economical part of your life is only getting the means to be more chronomical. And if you're really successful and you did work hard and it paid off and you got the money in the bank account, your capital is growing, thank God, you got the fuck off money secured, then you can spend your entire life doing nothing but chronomics. I think chronomics is the future. We called it attentionalism 25 years ago. It's a kind of a confusing term. Attention is used both in AI development today. It's used also in relation with human beings. We say that we replace capitalism with an attentionalist society because it's all about where we put our eyes, where we put our ears, what we give priority to. And as long as you and I can decide what we're going to give our attention to, we're in control of this society.
And
Once the cameras and the microphones try to manipulate us, we've lost the attentionalist race, and then the machines have taken over, and whoever is behind the machine controls us. We don't want that to happen. That's why we go for decentralization, we go for control over data flows, and we go for the fact that I want to control my world and my time and my senses. That is how I feel that I become my true self today. I become my chronomic self. I become the person who's in charge of my own calendar. And don't you fuck with my time, because space has disappeared. Digital has killed space. I can talk to you. You're sitting in South Carolina. I'm sitting in Sweden right now. We're talking to each other like we're in the same room at zero cost. That means space has disappeared. What is left is time. And everything we value as human beings is the fact that we're going to die one day. We want to postpone it, but we're going to die one day. We want to live long lives, quality lives, but it's all about the quality of that life. That's the real value today that we all can agree on. And that kind of chronomic self and that kind of chronomic life is what I'm promoting.